Hey everyone, welcome back to Adulting with Micah. Today we are going to talk about all things home renovations. As we have taken on this journey of being homeowners, we have been able to experience a lot of great things with our home and a lot of not so fun things. One of the things that you all may or may have not have noticed in recent episodes on Adulting with Micah is that our studio has had somewhat of a makeover, one being this lovely fireplace. Before it was sort of a grayish color tone, and now we've updated it to being black. You may have noticed this lovely new couch right here. It used to be big and red, and now it's nice and gray. So slowly but surely, we have been trying to take little pieces and either add and enhance our home, or also to just doing a ton of do-it-yourself, aka DIY projects. And so one of the things that you do not see is the tile in which it covers the studio area. So we purchased this home about almost 2 years ago, and it was during the pandemic. And so when we did our walkthrough of the home, we were informed that the tile had recently been replaced, among other things in this house. And so as a part of home ownership, once you buy something, you are completely responsible for all of the maintenance, updates, repairs, and any sort of services that the house needs. And as millennials who are homeowners, you know, like our parents dealt with this type of stuff. We didn't do this, but we are now blessed with the responsibility of having to figure it out. We're also blessed with the responsibility of having to finance these projects. But I wanted to just take this time to talk a little bit about our tile project. There's going to be many more projects that we do, especially as I think about the reasons why I wanted to start this channel, adulting, all things adulting, whether it is your student loans and figuring that out, whether it's being, you know, trying to balance out work and life. But really, now that a lot of us are starting to enter into homeownership world, this is a whole nother game that I have not been prepared for it. I'm not sure about you all, but I was not prepared for it. And it's just like, man, I went from like being in an apartment where everything's taken care of, the super takes care of it, not my problem if the pipe is broken, to now transitioning to being a homeowner world. If that pipe is broken, if that tile is cracked, if that roof is leaking, you are responsible. You, not anyone else, you. So earlier this year, we noticed that when we would walk in certain areas within our studio, that the tile would start to squeak. And then as a few more weeks went by, we noticed that the tile would start to rise. And then eventually, a few weeks later, the tiles would start to crack when you would stand on them. We started calling different contractors in our area, trying to get folks to come out to assess what is happening within our floor. We worked on this project probably, I would say, for about 3 months because we had a few things that we were thinking about. One, how do you find the right contractor? Two, how do you come up with a budget that works for your particular household and coming up with a payment plan to be able to complete this project? And three, how do we maintain this renovation project coupled with the other responsibilities that we have going on, such as us preparing for parenthood? We had a baby shower that we were also trying to make sure that we hosted in our home. And then also to just our day-to-day responsibilities, being working adults and things like that. And so what we ended up doing was we had 3 potential vendors that we were going to work with. And so for us, what we were able to do to sort of eliminate them was based off of, one, who could do the work, who could do the job that we're asking for. And so that was a high priority for us. Number 2, what is the cost of labor, materials, parts, time? And 3, who has the schedule that can accommodate us for what it is that we need to get done. So the vendor that we chose to go with was based off of a family referral. And so the vibe that we got from some of our contractors, some of them were very knowledgeable about what was going on within our home. And then some of them, they weren't able to fully explain in a way for us to fully understand what was happening and why our tile was starting to buckle and ultimately needing to be replaced. And I must say, we are completely happy that we chose the vendor. We will go ahead and link their information in the text field below so that you can use them, because they did an amazing job. They were able to honor their schedule. They were always transparent with us upfront about cost and scoping out what a particular room would require in terms of the tiles that we chose, in terms of the labor. And then we also were able to start to build out our budget. Then the next step we had to do was choose our tile of choice. And so we were recommended to check out the tiling at 3 particular locations. But for the sake of this video, we just settled it down to 2. One was Floor Decor, and then the other was Home Depot. And so for us, we wanted to have something a little bit more modern. We would definitely wanted white. And so we went to Home Depot, we went to Floor Decor, and we looked in all of the tiling sections, and we looked at the cost of square footage for each tile to get an understanding of what the project cost might be.
It's kind of like what we have already. Color. I don't like it. I mean, maybe for the kitchen, but like it just feels fake.
Oh, that's where the prices are, y'all. Very important to budgeting.
This looks really nice. How much is it? $2.99?
$69?
$2.69. It's nice though.
It is nice. And I'm okay if the basement has the bigger tiles and then the bathroom and the kitchen have the smaller ones. I really like this tile. I really like the look, the feel. You know, I like that it's with the fact that it's staged, you can kind of envision how it'll fill up the room. We just finished with the Floor Decor. I really liked that tile that we found, but you know, it's pretty big. And then the veins of the tile, so like the veins are like that gray area. One of the representatives was saying that's gonna be a challenge to sort of match that tile with some other smaller tiles for like our kitchen and our bathroom.
Well, they just didn't have the same exact style in a smaller version for the kitchen and the bathroom.
To make it all consistent. So for me, I'm just kind of like, okay, if you have a bigger tile here that looks this way, will it be better on the eyes for some of the smaller spaces? Will it just kind of match and like, you know, all flow? So I worry about that. But what did you think?
Well, I just think that's what makes the tile that we found at Home Depot better, because it had the options of the larger tile and the smaller tile.
One.
So like, yeah, I did like that tile, but it didn't have the smaller one. So it's like, we might as well get the one that does have the smaller one.
Yeah, I just worry about the quality of the one at Home Depot. Like, I really liked the quality of that. I liked the way that it felt. I liked the way that it was staged. I liked the way that it looked. I did not get to see that at Home Depot. I just saw just a piece of the tile, but I just need to like look at it again and make sure I feel good about it, because I don't think I'm completely sold on it. But let's take a look, because it's been a few weeks since I last saw it. Ooh, is this it? Gotta do my little touch test to see if, you know, is what I'm used to for the past 2 years gonna be a big difference. So we found the tile. It's a lot smoother. It feels a little slippier, slippery. Feels a little bit more slippery. But I don't think it would cause as much of an issue. It's just different. It's just different. Like if I if this was what the tile was when we first got the home, I'd probably just be used to this, and then if I had to adjust to this would be probably something different. But I mean, it looks good. It actually looks better now that I'm actually able to see it up front. So this could be a really great option. And my thing is, I like the white look, but I really like these lines and like just a splash of color just to give it a little bit more oomph to the house. Though the other tile I think was a little bit more pronounced, this being in front of me, I still feel like I'm still getting the same feel. And like was mentioned earlier, when it comes down to the availability of the sizes that they're able to cut, that our contractors can easily be able to have plenty of supply, but also to the ability to kind of maneuver between our basement to a bedroom to a kitchen. All of that has to be taken into consideration, where I think that floor decor does not provide all that flexibility. They might, but what's going to be the cost of it? So all right, well, we're gonna give this information to our contractors of both of them, and we're gonna have them run 2 quotes, and we'll see which would be the better option for us on this project.
I mean, overall, the upgrade is gonna do the exact same whether we choose this tile or, another tile. They're very nice tiles. It'll increase just the look and feel of the basement and the kitchen. It'll look more elegant, more luxurious, which hopefully will make the property value go up. But between the 2 tiles, they're very similar. They're both porcelain. The one at Floor Decor was bigger, but it's really just a preference, and it's going to come down to really Micah and I deciding which preference we have, which one we prefer.
I remember just looking at this tile at Floor Decor and falling absolutely in love with it, because it looked like a beautiful, like pristine, clean look that you would get if you went to a hotel, if you were in an office space, and it just kind of brightens up the place a little bit more. It definitely was more expensive than the Home Depot option. And for me, I just felt that, when you start doing these home renovation projects, this is your home. You live here. And it's an investment. And so for me, I felt that if we're going to do this project, we are going to do it. Meaning, if I'm going to be here for 1,000,000 years or the next 50, 60, 70 years or whatever, I need to know that this tile that is here, that I like it, that I am happy and proud with the choice that I have. And so that is the biggest determinant for me, is that, if the cost was a few $1,000s, let's say $2,000, $3,000 compared to what I like versus what I want, or I guess really, if the cost difference isn't as significant, then I want to be happy with the choice of tile. And like I said, in all the apartments I've lived in, I've never had to be there for tiles or flooring to be replaced. So needless to say, this is an expense that happens once every blue moon, we hope. I hope to not have to replace this tile or the flooring anytime soon. So because of that, let's just add additional resources to it so that we are completely happy. So now that we have our tile picked out, the next thing is gonna be demo day, AKA demolition day. And you'll be able to see that in part 2 of this video that will drop next week. And so that you don't miss out on part 2 of our tile renovation project, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and we'll see you on part 2 next week. Take care.